So what do you mean by the content-based recommendation system? First we see what is by content-based. The content-based recommendation system, it recommends the item similar to those users has the liked in the past. So if you give some like to the item, so based on that like and dislike, your browser history, your purchase history, this recommendation system use that past information and it is called as a content-based recommendation system. It was another example definition for content-based is a recommendation that are based on the content of item rather than the user's opinion. So what is the content of the item means? The content of item means the size of item, the color of item, the make of item, that is the company of item, and etc. So these are the some content we are considering while we are recommending the system. So this content base is very popular. We will see how it is working. These are the advantage of content. First, no need for the data or other user. So we don't have any cold start problem or the sparsity problem in the content base. So in user base and item base, you can see that there is a cold start problem is happen because of in user base we don't have enough information about the user, so we are facing the cold start problem. In item base, we don't have the item rating, so in that problem, in that case also we are facing the problem. But in content base, as it is based on the content of item, so we are not facing any problem of cold start and the sparsity. Another advantage of content base is able to recommend the user with a unique taste. Able to recommend the new and unpopular item also. Because here you don't need a rating of item. The recommendation is totally depend on the content of item, not the based on the rating of item. So if the content are matching with a user request, so we can do the recommendation. And it can provide the explanation for the recommendation. So because of these advantages, the content-based system is also very popular. It also has some limitations. The first and most important part of content-based system is the data should be in structured format. So whatever the data you have to store for the content-based system, it must be a structured format. And unable to use the quality judgment from the others. So these are the two limitations we have faced during the content-based. What are the example of this content-based system? So very popular example of content-based is Amazon. So you can see that here I am giving the example of content base, that is the content of the item. So what are the items these are? So the battery, the charger. So this adapter for the laptop, it has its own content. Means the company of adapter, the ampere of adapter, voltage required, color of adapter, and etc. etc. So based on this, you can see that based on my browser history, they are giving the recommendation. Another example, that is a YouTube. So these two are the very popular example of content-based recommendation. Let us consider how it is. So let us consider U is a set of user and S is a set of item. So in my data set, let us consider I have the set of users. I represent it as a small u is equal to user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, and so on. And S is a set of items. Okay. So item means S1, S2, S3, S4, etc. etc. So the probability of P is indicating by U into S belonging to R. So P is a utility function that finds out the rating of items by the user. So this P is called as a utility function that is used to find out the user's rating for the item S. And how do you read? It indicating that for the user U and for the item S, the rating of the user for the item. Indicating that for the user U and for item S, the rating, that is R, of the user for that item. So user U as giving the rating to the item S. That rating may be anything. That rating may be 1, rating may be 2, 3, 4, 5. But user U has giving the rating R to the item S. It is indicating by the utility function. Now, what we learn from the P, from the data, where a training data set is past training of user for rating prediction problem or past purchases. So here we are training a data set that is based on the past rating of user. And for rating the prediction problem or the past purchases. So based on the user past history, purchase history, we have learned that user U want the item X from the system set of the S. So based on the P to predict the utility value of each item to the user for each user. But one of the drawback of user-based recommendation system, when the number of users increases, then it is very difficult to handle it. Why? Because there are millions of users are use the online system, and for that it is very difficult to work on this collaborative filtering, because you may know that the Amazon has a million of users. So based on the million of users, it is very difficult to give the proper recommendation. So this is one of the drawbacks of collaborative filtering. Now, how this collaborative filtering is work? So let us consider there is a user X, and there is a data set N, and he has to give picture. So find the set N of other users whose rating are similar to the X rating. So let us consider there are the 10 users having the similar rating for the item. So first, our task is to find out the other users whose rating are also similar to the X user rating. So let us consider user X is normally giving the rating 4 to each item. So find out those users, other users, who are also giving the same rating 4 to the item X. Then you have to find out, estimate the X rating based on the rating of user. So then we have to estimate the user X rating that is based on the rating of user N. Look at this table. Here we are considering the 4 users A, B, C, D. And there are the few items, that is HP1, HP2, HP3, TW, then the SW1, SW2, SW3. And each user are giving the rating to each item. So user A has given the rating 4 to the HP1, 5 to the TW, 1 to the SW, and so on. B user has given the rating 5 to HP1, 5 to HP2, 4 to HP3. User C is giving the rating TW, that is any product you can say that is the 2 rating, and SW 4, SW 5, and D, user D as giving the rating 3 to the HP 2 and 3 to SW 3. Now consider the user X and Y with the rating vector Rx and Ry. So these two users, it may be AB, it may be a CD, it may be AC, it may be AD, anything. So there are the 2 users. Let us consider these 2 users are X and Y, and their rating vectors are indicating the Rx and the Y. So when we need a similarity metric of user X and Y. So we use the function similarity xn. So here the similarity between the user X and Y we can find out using the formula sim x. Then we capture the intuition that first is whose similarity is greater. Is the similarity between the A and B is greater than the similarity A and C, and so on. So the next we have to find out the similarity between the A and B and the similarity between the A and C, and find out whose similarity is greater. To find out this similarity, we have to use the Jaccard similarity function. So what is this Jaccard similarity function? Let there is a 4 user A, B, C and D, and their respective similarity are given to the each item. So HP1, HP2, HP3, CW, HP1, W1, HP2 are nothing but the items. So the similarity between the item A and B is find out rating of A rating of B divided by union of rating of A union of rating of B. So rating of A intersection of rating of B divided by rating of A union of rating of B. So using this, we can find the similarity like this. The similarity of A and B is nothing but 1 divided by 5, and similarity between the A and C is equal to 2 by 4. So the similarity between the two user A and B, we are find out that there is only one similarity between the A and B, that is this only one similarity we are find. So out of these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 divided by 5. While in between the A and C, we are finding out the similarity between the A and C is this, and the similarity between the A and C and this. So in between A and C, what we are considering? This 1, 2, 3, and 4. This 1, 2, 3, and this 4 items. So the 2 and 4. So using this, they have concluded that similarity of A and B is less than the similarity of A and C, and hence the similarity between the user A and C is greater. So we are saying that these two users A and C are more similar. So this is called as a Jaccard similarity.